Hello and welcome to the channel once again. This should be, hopefully, the final set of bearings that I fit to this bike. So, yeah, they're straight. Anyway, what we need to do first is get a cloth, give it a clean out inside because it's been sat for a while. It could be grotty, it could be dirty. And also find something to put these bearings in with. Now, on this side, the side of the brake shoes, there is a recess so it can slot straight in. Then we have, where has it gone? On the side of the wheel, the inner tube. Now, I bought a set of files because when this was removed, the chap who removed the old bearings didn't give the old ones back to me to use as a reference, which leads me to then find out that this wheel is not from the RS125Dx, it is actually from an RXS100. Very frustrating, but I can work with it. The reason I need to get files on this is because of this. It's been damaged on the inside when the guy was trying to remove the bearings, and probably didn't help when I was trying to do it in that video as well using a screwdriver, which was the only thing I had at the time. But it goes that far and then doesn't really want to go any further, and the last thing I want to do is score the surface of this any worse than it already is, and going in that way it's stuck. So this needs to be filed, the bearings need to go in, and I also need to fit new brake shoes to this. But here's a question. Should I remove this or these parts from this and give this a good old clean up? Let me know in the comment section, and I mean, I can get all these pieces out, I hope, and rub it down somehow. And I don't have any equipment for like shot blasting and stuff, so I'm going to have to just go with what I can. I have wire brushes and stuff, and I have like some wire wheels to clean off this, and it would need to be re-lacquered. So, and this could do with powder coating, I would have thought, this arm, but it would have to be done in silver, or just painted. And there's also a marker in the back there, I need to figure out that. I know it goes that way, but I think that might be out of line. That arrow, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, let me know in the comment section. I'm just going to do the bearings for now, and then let me know about this in the comment section below. Okay, so I've given it a wipe around inside using an old sock. So I can't get the camera closer, I'm afraid, so you can see a bit more detail. Could certainly try. Yeah, there we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to put a smear of grease, sorry if my arm gets in the way, in here. Doesn't matter if you get too much in, because it'll squeeze out eventually. Right, okay, so this was measured when I went to go and get the bearings, because the bearings weren't actually on. Hang on, let's zoom you back out a minute. Because we weren't sure which bearings it was supposed to be, I had to measure them with the vernier. So that meant I took the wheel to the bike shop, measured up the inner parts, measured up the spindle and the inner tube, the spacer, and it came up with 12mm thickness, 12mm inner diameter, and 36mm complete diameter, is it? It's not circumference, it's diameter. So yeah, measured it up and this was bang on. So fingers crossed this is going to work. I just hope it does. Yeah, last thing I want to do is put these in roll. So usually you've got like writing on the outer part of the outer ring, but this has both. So what I'm going to do is just try and see if it'll go. I hope it does. Right, I've just got to find a socket which is big enough for me to press this in. Found a 26mm for this one, considering it's 26mm. So tap that on, put that on there, and this will be on speedy uppy. Oh, almost forgotten something. There we go. What a plank. Literally. Need wood underneath the wheel, so when you're putting in the bearings, you're not wobbling all over the place, because the hub is slightly proud of the tyre. So yeah. Okay, start again, shall we? Hopefully I won't get in the way. Okay. Second to last bearing going into the bike. Well, I think that is, yep, that's in. Let's just flip it over and just check the other side, just so we can have a look inside. Oops. Let's get some light on the subject. Okay, you can see in there that the oil has squidged out, so that's a good thing. Not oil, grease even. So now what we need to do is clean up the inner tube. So take the wheel, place it down, okay, so we have the tube here. Let's bring that closer so I can actually, yeah, that's the worst end here. If you've got that on camera or not, I don't want to get in the way. Let's move the camera slightly. There we go. Okay, so I bought myself a selection of files. They're only small, cheap ones, but there's 10 in a pack, and yeah, they'll do the trick. So I've got one here which is flat on one side and slightly curved on the other, so that's what I really want to go for here. So what I'm going to try and do is find, there we go, and use the curved end. Let's try that. It's doing it right. There's something else in there that's catching it. I think it's still, yeah, there's two lumps. I'll try and get a photo on my digital camera and do it that way, so you can actually see on my phone, sorry. Okay, for some stupid idiotic reason, I couldn't take a picture inside here with my phone or the digital camera which you are watching through. So yeah, that's kind of like annoying. So I'm just gonna have to try and do the best I can with what I've got. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 4 score marks, so give this a try. Still scratching. Maybe there's something further forward. Or is there a more aggressive file? Let's get all of these out and have a look at them. There's a curved file, that could help. Completely round, that may help. There's another one that's round, that may be, are they the same? They look about the same grade. That one's flat, small, triangle. That's a square. That one's flattened, flattened, flattened. No, that's, oh, that's different. That's triangular, but it's only got one file side that's filed. So it's only got one curved piece. Okay, let's try to go for one of these round ones. As long as I get rid of these like little bits so that the spindle moves freely. I'll come back to filming in a minute. Well, I filed it some more with the barrel, the rounded tubular type file. I've got most of it down, or most of it gone. It catches slightly, but it's not really a lot. I mean, although you can hear that, it sounds pretty good to me. So I'm happy with that. So right, let's put these files in the toolbox. And that one, let's grab the wheel. Okay, now I'm going to place the other side off so that that bearing is flat on the wood. The last thing I want to do is accidentally knock it back out again. So, let's get some more grease. And we'll put some grease on the end of the inner sleeve. And some on the inner side of the other end. So when we push the spindle through, some grease goes down through with it. I'll zoom you back out because you probably missed all that bit. Right, so in we go. It's not quite central. There we go. Right, let's grab this cloth a minute and quickly just wipe out. I'm just moving that pipe around, aren't I? Why didn't I think of that before? Well, this is my channel. I don't do you know, things are done half-assed at times. Make no bones about that. If I get something wrong, I'll hold my hands up to it. Right. Let's get that back on in the right place. Okay, so fresh grease all the way round. think, on that side. Right, so let's get the other bearing. Wherever that's decided to go and hide. Ah, it was hiding under the box of the old one. Okay. Let's grease up this new bearing. And place it in its new home. Oh, it's slotted slightly already. Must be keen to get in there. Okay, so we've got that 26mm again. Yep. Place it there. Move the grease. Okay, another don't want to get any hairs in there, do we? Right. Okay, so the inner piece has moved. It's not fully in yet, so need to just get that straightened. Use a file. It's moved again. There we go. Only got to go in a little bit more, and then that's seated. Theoretically speaking, the inner tube should not be fixed in position, i.e. You know, not being, you know, stuck. It should be free to move slightly. But that is flat. Let's give it an extra tap or two. Or even half a dozen. Right, I believe that is now in. Oh. So we should now be able to put the spindle through. If it'll let me. Let's lift that off there. Straighten you up so you can see. There we go. That is in. So we finally have the bearings, the last set of bearings to go in this bike, which I'm really pleased about. So it's been a while since the last video on the bike, or either of them. You know, going to collect the car and a few other bits and bobs. But yes, saying about this again, just briefly. Let me know if you think I should strip this completely, get all the lacquer off of it, rub it right back to bare metal, get this out, and basically get it rubbed down and possibly powder coated. I know there's only one little job. It's either I powder coat it or I paint it, one or the other, and then try and figure out this. I've got to figure out this thing on the back there as well, just to make sure that when the brakes do wear down, you've got your little marker. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and yeah, hopefully this won't be the last ever video that I upload. So yeah, thank you for watching.